Hey everyone, happy full moon in Scorpio. It's a blood moon tonight and a total lunar eclipse, so all of the things are going on per usual. It's been another busy astrological week. And yeah, I wanted to do a free tarot card reading for you guys just to see what the energies are and to dive beneath the surface of this full moon, because really that's what Scorpio is about. So let's see, where to begin? Well, earlier this week, Mercury went retrograde, and so that's a thing. It's in Gemini. Hello, Rock Dog Yogi. How are you? So Mercury's retrograde in Gemini right now. That's happening, but I don't even feel like Mercury retrograde is the craziest thing that's going on right now. We had Jupiter, the planet of truth, luck, and expansion, move from the water sign of Pisces, which is all about dreams and imagination, into Aries. So I feel like things have just been turned up a notch, a big notch. And, you know, we might be feeling restless with the Jupiter and Aries transit, but it's also kind of like pushing us forward. And then the Mercury retrograde is in the sign of Gemini and Taurus. But with it being in Gemini, Mercury is the planet of communication. And so that's actually ruled by Gemini. So it's in some senses, it's like a double whammy. But in other senses, I feel like it will serve us. Like even though we feel this restlessness, it would do us well to be careful with our words, but not to the point where it makes us paranoid. Because getting back to this full moon, Scorpio is a water sign that's about getting underneath the surface of things and letting things be exposed, like the things that are hidden, our subconscious desires. That's what Scorpio is all about. So I feel like, and eclipses, during eclipses, even though the moon is being eclipsed, with this blood moon, there's going to be like a reddish tint, and that's the sunlight kind of passing over it and being refracted and reflected in it. But with eclipses, you know, a lot of times people will be like, oh, well, things are eclipsed from view. So it's good to be mindful, and that's all true, but there can be sudden breakthroughs. So I feel like the big thing with this full moon is just to sit with it. Like, I really feel like this is one where you just have to sit with it. I feel like people, I feel like that's the best way through, like to relax into it and to just be and see what comes up for you. Because whatever does is something that is true, but it might feel uncomfortable because it's not something that's been a surface level truth for you. It's been something that's been kind of hidden. So when it comes up, you're like, ooh, I don't really want to look at that. Maybe it doesn't make me feel good to think of the fact that, like, I need a career shift or I don't know, whatever it is, you know, in your personal life, your professional life, it could be anything, but it's going to reveal something to you, actually. And so but I feel like there's no need to do anything with eclipses, to just sit with it, because I feel like your intention is kind of revealed in whatever kind of comes up for you. So yeah, just sit with it and just relax with it. Like, I mean, because I feel like that's when things do come up, when you're not really thinking about it. This isn't going to be something you're going to have to put any effort into. So with that in mind, let's just like start to come into the energy. Tonight I'm premiering a brand new tarot card deck. It's called the Tarot of Dreams. And I'm really excited to give it a try. I've seen other tarot card readers use it. I've played around with it a tiny bit, but not much. So this is my first public reading using it, and I'm really excited. And if you guys are local to the Pennsylvania area, on Tuesday, May 17th, I'll be at the Moon Gazing Rabbit. I have 3 slots left at 7:30, 8, and 8:30 for live in-person tarot card readings. So definitely check out my posts about that. And if you're interested, sign up for a reading. But yeah, let's dive in. So again, Scorpio, all about what's underneath the surface. And it is a water sign, but it kind of acts like a fire sign. It's very gothic. It deals with taboo. So like I said, what comes up is going to be something that will probably make you uncomfortable. But to know how to handle it, the only way you're going to be able to know how to handle it is to sit in it. And also be open to the change. So like maybe a good word would be to surrender to it and to flow with it, to relax. Into the discomfort, to embrace the mystery. These are all themes that you might hear people say, and they're all true. I have a Scorpio moon, so to me, I have a lot of planets in Scorpio. My moon, my Mercury, my Venus, my Pluto. So, you know, I'm comfortable in the transformative aspect of it. And that's the only thing that's constant in life is change. And that's a theme that's always talked about in astrology and tarot. So with that in mind, I'm going to shuffle the cards 5 times tonight for that whole concept of change and transformation. And because we're in the month of May, and that's month 5 of the year. So we'll get that energy going. But before I do that, I'm going to show you how to kind of do magic on the go. I don't have any sage with me right now, and that's okay, because earlier this week I used some sage and it was a little bit intense. And I'm taking a bit of a break from it tonight and doing things different. So another tool that I love to use to clear things, including myself, is black kyanite. So I'm just going to gently brush that over my fingers. It's like a little energetic broom. Black kyanite clears anything it touches, including other crystals, including you. So I love to use it just on my hands, which is what I'm always clearing with the sage, and I just run it over like it's a little broom. You can do it on your your chakras, and just anywhere you want, you know? So I'm gonna do it on my cards, and I like to do a little circle around them. And these I did sage before, so they're already good to go. Saged them earlier in the week. And I have my little selenite stick tonight. So without any further ado, let's just jump in and see what wants to come out under this transformative full moon and eclipse. So roll your shoulders back, and I'm going to call in the guides and guardians of the 5 elements. Here we go. And if you have any questions along the way, feel free to ask. I welcome the guides and guardians of the element of air in the direction of the east. In the east, we recognize the dawn, and that each day is a new day that we get to try again and to welcome new beginnings, new chapters, and new cycles. Thank you, guides and guardians of the east, an element of air, for blowing in winds of change into our life that will serve our highest good and the highest good of all. I welcome you into the circle with so much gratitude. Guides and guardians of the south, element of fire, thank you for being here tonight to help us truly transform, to release all that's heavy from the past that no longer serves us, and to step into the present moment with open arms and an open mind and heart. Thank you for getting us ready for positive transformation, and thank you for helping us to fearlessly and courageously walk towards our deepest desires and passions. I welcome you into the circle with so much gratitude. Guides and guardians of the west, element of water, thank you so much for being here tonight. Scorpio is a water sign that packs a punch. It's the edgiest of all of them. But tonight in the West, we do ask for anything that needs to be cleansed or purified to be cleansed and purified at this time, as well as welcoming in emotional healing of all kinds and new love and new things that will make us feel a sense of compassion, which I feel is really important at this time, despite the edginess of this full moon and this zodiac sign. There's a lot to be learned through compassion, and it is a transformative quality. So I welcome in messages of that, and I welcome you into the circle with so much gratitude. Guides and guardians of the north element of earth, thank you for being here tonight to keep us steady during this full moon and total lunar eclipse that can feel so deep. Thank you for keeping us grounded, but also light, and thank you for holding us through it and making us feel safe and secure, safe enough to change and embrace change. I also welcome in the north any spirit guides of love and light, ancestors of love and light, and the angels. I welcome you into the circle with so much gratitude. And finally, I welcome in the element of spirit. Thank you for breathing life into all of us and to all of the elements and reminding us that anything is possible and that magic is real, and to look for the synchronicities in our life and recognize that we are powerful co-creators and to be empowered by that. I welcome you into the circle with so much gratitude. I welcome in all guides and guardians of love and light and nothing else. And with that, the circle is open. Amen. Blessed be harm none. It is done, it is done, it is done. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Amen. Oh, and so it is. Okay, that felt really, really good. Oh, hey, Allison. Hey, Roxanne. How are you? So, I'm going to go ahead and say one more quick prayer over the cards and get started and see what wants to come out. All right. Dear God and Goddess, thank you for giving us messages of the highest love, light, and truth during this blood full moon in Scorpio and total lunar eclipse. Thank you for helping us embrace the big forces that are at play right now in the cosmos in a way that helps us look forward to the transformation that's about to occur. Thank you for letting us be changed by it and in a way that serves our spiritual growth in all areas of our lives. I also ask that you be clear in your messages tonight, that what's revealed is so deep and so true that it can't be mistaken for anything else. Amen. Blessed be harm none. It is done, it is done, it is done. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Amen. Oh, and so it is. Yeah, one adjective that is often talked about with Scorpio is the deepness of it. It's the depths of your soul. That's what the subconscious is, you know? And once you get to the subconscious and you learn how to work with it, your whole manifestation process changes. Because if you know what you want on a subconscious level, you can see if it's matching out what you're putting out on a conscious level. And I mean, while it sounds easy and we know it's not, it's, clarity is clarity. And I feel like, don't be afraid by what you find out this full moon. So that's 3. I love these cards. I think you guys will too. The images are really cool. My mom got them for me, which was really sweet of her. Just have so many cool decks, and I love working with them all because they're all a little different. 4, and then this will be 5. Just like I might have done an extra one there, but all good. Feels like this is the last one for sure. All right, here we go. So I'm gonna do a pretty straightforward. Spread tonight. So just 6 cards, 2 in the recent past, 2 in the present, and 2 in the future. And I might pull an oracle card. Something in me is telling me I might not need it because I feel like lately the messages have been direct, which is great, but we'll see what happens. Okay. Interesting. All right, so let me see if anything else wants to come out before I start talking about the first 2 cards here. All right. I'm going to see if I can get the whole spread out, actually. Whoa, that one flew. This back a little bit so you can see. And it came out completely sideways, so I'm going to leave it like that. It's kind of been happening to me a lot lately. I feel like when a card comes out, sideways, it's really up to you to decide if it's upright or reverse. Could be an either or. It's like a where are you at with this? Oh, beautiful. Wow. All right. And let's see if we can get one more outcome card out so I can talk about it all at once. All right. Another sideways. Feels like eclipse energy to me. So the one thing about eclipses too that I will say is they can feel like unstable energy. So a lot of people don't charge their crystals, but that's really up to you. You know what I'm saying? So do what you feel is best. But like for me personally, I just like to see how the energy unfolds and not be afraid of it. I think this is a moon to embrace the mystery. So let's see what we've got here. So first off, we have Justice. Major Arcana, a card 11 of the tarot. And Justice talks about bounce. As you see, he's holding the scales. And that's like, I feel like, been a huge theme. The moon was in Libra before it moved into Scorpio earlier in the week. And I definitely feel like, for me personally, I know this is a theme in my life, trying to find balance between the different aspects of it. So, with this showing up in the recent past, especially upright, something might have gone in our favor, and that might have bounced the scales. And it's really interesting, though, because the person's eyes are like, it almost looks like they're closed or they don't have any. So I do feel like maybe the bounce we're striving for is one that's underneath the surface, that feels right. Not that one that just looks right on the surface. So that's just something to consider. And like, I feel like things have fallen into place in one area of our life. And maybe we're looking to balance the scales in other areas, or we found that bounce, or we will find that bounce by looking at what feels right, not what looks right. It's kind of just what's coming up for me. And one other aspect that's interesting to note is this eclipse is square to Saturn. Well, there's so many aspects that are interesting to note, but and Saturn is the planet that rules obstacles and challenges. So don't be surprised if something does come up that is a challenge. It's meant to, because again, it's all just information, this full moon, to help you figure out where you want to be, like almost like your place. So yeah, and then the other thing I did want to mention too is these eclipses and eclipse window that we're in right now. The first one was in Taurus, and the north node of the moon, the lunar north node, is also in Taurus. So right now our collective purpose, which is what the north node talks about, is to find beauty and pleasure in all things, because that's what Taurus talks about, and to enjoy the simple pleasures. The south node is kind of more of the shadow aspect of where we are collectively, and with it being in Scorpio, that talks more about almost like, yeah, just where we've been collectively. Like in a personal birth chart, a south node would talk about your past life. But here I feel like it's just saying that we're in a time, and it's clear if you watch the news, which you kind of can't avoid right now, where things are being exposed. Which is good, because like it's brought to the light. The subconscious desires of people are brought to the light, so there's no mistaking them. It makes it easier to make decisions, which is what Justice also talks about. And almost rulings, like it could be court cases for some people, but it's definitely not going to be for everyone. So yeah, so up next, there's so much I want to get out, so I feel like it's just all going to come out in a big long stream tonight, but take what you will, take what resonates. Up next is the block, where we have our block. And so the second card in our recent past is the Ace of Wands in reverse. So Ace of Wands upright talks about a new beginning that we're passionate about. So in reverse, this new beginning might not have happened yet. Maybe we're hesitating. I mean, I definitely can resonate with this, like, because maybe we just don't know. And that's where I'm saying we really do. I mean, it's still in the recent past, so that clarity still might be coming because it's here. And when the card shows up, whether it's upright or reverse, it can mean it's coming, you know? It does mean it's coming. And I love the images on these cards. They're really cool. So like, but there's been a delay in the new beginning that we're passionate about. And I think it's due to the lack of clarity. What's interesting is it's kind of giving me Tower vibes, which is another major arcana that talks about like chaotic change almost because of the volcano in the background. But with it being in reverse, it's almost like we're afraid for that volcano to erupt. But it's going to. So it's one of those things where it's like when there's big forces at play, it's almost like the less you try to resist the change, the better it's going to be for you. So, and then there's this like really cute iguana. And I don't know. I think the iguana, you see it like lizards a lot in the fire element, which wands are associated with in the tarot. And to me, what does the iguana represent? I don't know. I just always kind of feel like they're kind of cute. Maybe spirit animals at this time. They could be really helpful. I don't know. Earlier this week, I was out to lunch with my mom, and I'm going to be doing readings at the Moon Gazing Rabbit, and I saw a rabbit. And I feel like connecting to nature at this time could definitely give you some of the clarity. So just being alert and recognizing synchronicities, even when they seem small, just that they're happening, is a way to kind of like fine tune your intuition. So anyhow, moving into the present energy. So long story short, we have something we're trying to find balance with, something we're trying to gain clarity, what feels right to us. We want this new beginning to occur, but it hasn't started yet. Why not? So what do we need to do? What comes out next is pretty, I don't want to say obvious, but it makes a lot of sense. The High Priestess, Major Arcana card 2 of the tarot. And that's 2 major arcanas so far. And we have 4 here. So there are big things happening right now. And I shuffled the cards a lot yesterday before we did this. And I like in this deck, it says with the Priestess, the High Priestess card, darkness into darkness, the key to all mystery. And like, look at that. Isn't it like total eclipse vibes with the moon there? The High Priestess talks about your intuition and going within. So really, it's about becoming her. It's about sitting. She's sitting on her throne there and just connecting with source energy. Which could just be meditating. It could look like a lot of things, but it's not really an action-oriented moon because first we're looking for the answer. So that's the only action we're taking. But I feel like that starts with sitting with ourselves and like feeling like, well, if this happened, how would I feel? And if that happened, how would I feel? And doing that before we take any steps forward. Eventually, we're going to have to take steps forward, and so this new beginning can come in. But first, we have to figure out what feels right, because if we just take a step forward without that, it's going to take us longer to get to where we truly want to be. So the other card we have that came out sideways is the Knight of Swords. Really interesting, because knights in the tarot are always messengers. And Knight of Swords is bringing in a new idea. So with it being sideways, again, I just feel like this is talking about energy that's moving through. The eclipse goes, my phone on vibrate, but the eclipse goes direct tonight at, if you're on the East Coast, it's not till actually tomorrow at 12:14 a.m. and then 9:14 p.m. if you're on the Pacific Coast. So, but yeah, this energy is still unfolding. So a new idea is coming in. And you can think of knights too in the tarot as like guardian angels. And this is going to be something again that I think is leading us to bounce. I also like in this deck that they put like the little astrological gift. If you look closely at the top here, this is Aquarius. So whatever idea, whatever kind of idea is coming in is one that's innovative and humanitarian, which I feel like is exactly what the world needs. Like, we need to be thinking about ourselves, but also about the collective at this time. And I feel like that's another thing that we're all trying to find balance with, is like, hopefully, how can we help? So, and that makes a lot of sense because in the potential future, we have 2 major arcana in a row, which is wild. Here we have the Star card, which is the major arcana card associated with Aquarius, and it is just like one of the most beautiful star cards I've ever seen. So Major Arcana 17 of the Tarot talks about a light at the end of the tunnel, which I feel like we all really need to hear right now, that phrase, there is a light at the end of the tunnel. And even though we don't have the clarity we're seeking yet, maybe knowing that it's coming and that we're working that the universe is really kind of conspiring and working towards it with us. This is keeping the faith during that time where we know there's light at the end of the tunnel, but we're not there yet. So it's like keeping a faith in what may feel like darkness. Because this is a wish fulfillment card. This is like a wish upon a star card. So definitely, it is still good to set those intentions. If you know what you want, then you're coming from a place of power. If you don't, then sit into it, feel into it, and it's okay to go at your own pace. Know that this is coming. Know that it's coming, whatever it is. When you find out what you want, you're most likely going to get it, because then you become unstoppable, especially after being in a place of feeling stuck for a minute. That clarity is going to feel like a big sense of relief, and that might be the end of the light at the end of the tunnel. That in itself is wish fulfillment. And finally, the last card out is one that freaks everyone out, but it is the card of Scorpio, is the Death card. And this was also sideways, so really interesting, because I feel like these themes have been coming up a lot, and this is a terrifying Death card, I'm not going to lie to anyone, but it is associated with the sign of Scorpio, which this full moon is. And Scorpio talks about, or the Death card talks about, endings of all kinds. And I think what this is saying here is, like, in order for our wishes to be fulfilled, we might need to let something come to an end. Like, this is us letting it come to an end. I feel like, I was mentioning the Tower card earlier. That's card 16 of the Tarot. If we let it get to the Tower, that's the universe taking over. But actually with the Death card, I feel like there's more of us being involved in ending the thing. And that is going to give us a sense of power, because ending something might give us clarity. Not saying that any of this will be easy, and I do like that it's a snake, because one of the songs that came on my Spotify today was called Shedding Skins. Oh, I can't remember who it's by, but if you type in Shedding Skins, it will probably come up, and it was all about that, like doing just that, and that's what the snake represents. Like, it's time to shed a skin. Something new is coming, and that's the word that follows death, is rebirth. But you can't have a rebirth till you have a death of some kind. It doesn't have to be a person. It can just be an ending in your life, like, and one that you know is coming, and that will serve you in getting what you really want, you know? But there has to be room for what you want to come in. And if there's this clogging up the drain, can't come in. So it's really, really interesting. I feel like the sideway cards are almost like bookends of, like, the energy that's moving. Who knows how this will play out? You might get the new idea, and that's what finally gives you the courage to end something. That clarity. Or you end something, and then that's when the clarity comes in. So I know that it looks like the clarity is coming in first, though, according to this spread, but I think it might play out differently for all of us. So I kind of am tempted to end it there. Yeah. But I might pull us the Oracle card, and then I'll end with that. Let's see. What time is it? Yeah, I feel like that'll be good. Alright, so let me just pull an Oracle card from the Rumi Oracle. It's a new deck that I got. Ugh. And it's really, really beautiful. Because I feel like this deck and decks like this are almost like a mini meditation in and of themselves. And I really don't want to pull any more tarot because I feel like the message is still unfolding. I feel like our work ahead of us is to figure out what we want. I mean, it's definitely a message that resonates with me because that new beginning is trying to come in, but like we don't know what we want that new beginning to be, so it kind of can't come. Like, there's like still so much unfolding, and we're in the midst of it. So I feel like an Oracle card might be the thing that actually helps us relax into these changes and sit in that space of the unknown. Which can be a difficult space to sit in, and that's where the trust comes in, the light at the end of the tunnel. That whatever ends is meant to end, and that whatever is revealed is for a reason. So synchronicity, I feel like that word's going to be important. Okay, here we go. I'm just going to shuffle to see. Let's see. Let's ask one more time from the universe. Any last messages for clarity? What do we need to know that we don't know now? That's a great question to ask, by the way, if you're getting a personal tarot card reading. Dear God and Goddess, thank you for revealing the next step in what we need to know that would serve us best at this time that we don't already see. Thank you for revealing our subconscious desires that will help us know what new beginnings we are seeking in our life and how to go about getting them. Just the first step or the next step. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, and so it is. All right. Let's see what wants to come out here. Whoa, that was too many. Let's see one spirit. Too many. The cards are shuffling themselves. If it happens again, oh, there we go. Ooh, I love it. These cards are just so gorgeous. Alrighty. Resplendent with grace. Oh my gosh. Love, love, love. Looks like the whole galaxy is above her, and she is just laying back, taking it all in. So I love, love, love the colors on this. 24, 2 plus 4 is 6. We're in a 6 year. Loving it. All right, let me read you the message that goes with this. Almost want to put this up. Let's see while I'm reading. I don't know if that's going to work. It's not going to. There we go. So just focus on this card for a minute. And I'm going to read to you Resplendent with Grace here from the Rumi Oracle, which I highly, highly recommend. Cannot recommend it enough. All right, 24. All right, here we go. Resplendent with grace. Greetings from my heart to you who are always with me, hidden inside as the heart. You are the compass of my life. My course is your way, no matter where I go. You exist everywhere and in everything, always watching over us. My soul brightens in the darkness when I speak your name. Star card, totally. Far beyond the body, there is an opening from my heart into yours. Through that opening, I send you secret messages like the moonlight. Oh, this is vibes. Definitely vibes. I polish the mirror of my heart to be your reflection. I make my ear the receiver for the tenderness of your words. You are in the ear, you are in the mind, you are in every burning heart. What am I saying? You are I. This is my way to describe you. Rumi. And so that's beautiful. Wow. I feel like that's like really romantic, but also could be like about yourself and like you talking to your soul. Like it could be both, but it's got twin flame, soulmate energy, but then also like talking to your soul. I like it. Okay, and then it says here, your divine grace clothes me in robes of sky, blue and blood red. Blood man. As a shimmering galaxy of compassion, that's the word I was definitely riffing on in the element of the west tonight when we were opening the circle. As a shimmering galaxy of compassion within the field of which no being is excluded, the darkness of night is illuminated, and all creatures are bathed in the fine golden hue of your presence. There is only beauty beheld now, for there is nothing that is not of your artistry, of your divine hand, generous with its grace. Wow, and I feel like that's just talking about Source and the universe and how beautiful it is. So that's really cool. And then again, you are a reflection of the universe. So it's definitely got like that mirroring energy of like, what are you mirroring? Well, a lot, but one thing is the universe itself. So if you see beauty in nature, that same beauty exists inside you. All right, let's read the little... Oh, this one's short. That's kind of good. All right, here we go. Here's like it in kind of, I don't want to say plain English, but the breakdown. All right. Is it difficult to see your magnificence? Without a mirror the size of the galaxy, how could you possibly witness all that you are? You must just catch glimpses of your truth now and then. Oh, if you could see yourself as I see you in all of your glorious fullness of being. You are swathed in robes of grace, so light and freeing that do not weigh you down, and yet so luscious and full that you cannot help but stir the movement of all creation as you step this way and that. Of course it matters not to grace whether you see or do not see, for grace simply is, without witnessing being required. Yet you might live rather differently, my beloved, should you realize you are not only worthy of grace, but actually dripping with it, saturating with divine presence, so rich it leaks out of you and causes sunlight to pool at your holy feet. Oh yes, you are resplendent in holiness and sanctity. Should you come to know this as I do, you would take each step with awe and reverence. So beautiful. You would decide that not a thing in your world could be classed as mundane, and decide with bold fervor that you are living in godliness and must create your world through choices that honor love. Ooh, yes. No fear, even the most stubbornly persistent, would be able to withstand the sight of your magnificent beating heart, so wild with life. In the sight of that wild heart, you would have to call all your fears close to you, soothing them with your words of love, like riled children in need of tenderness and quiet. Then, when rested, you would wake them from their slumber, and they would arise as falcons, ready to soar to the height of your most daring visions. Hunting for life to feed them, they will ensure the ample grace pulsing within your heart has its chance to come to life in the world and serve love. This oracle comes to you with a message. You may be wondering if you can attain this next stage of growth in your life. Yep, everything I was saying. You are already well equipped to do so, no matter what you might believe about the situation, circumstances, or others involved, even yourself. That's good to know. You have within you your soul possession. You have within your soul possession more than enough grace to see you through anything you are bold enough to envision for yourself. Yep, if you can dream it, you can do it. For any vision you feel life has bestowed upon you. So pray through unconditional love to access all that you are, to be supported by those beings that love you without condition. Pray to realize that you are so drenched in sacred grace that the well of your being is full. All that is needed to nature you onto the next step of your life path is within you now. Which is definitely what the High Priestess says, like everything you need is within. Including the answers. Success is yours, but you must believe in your ability, your readiness, and your capacity to take this next phase of the journey now. How could it be otherwise? For you are the one with grace. And then the last part of it is a sacred honoring ritual. Sorry, I'm so thirsty. Give me 1 second. Okay, it says, place your hands on your heart. Visualize, sense, intend, or feel that you are being bathed in golden light. It may rise up from the earth or descend from above you, but all around you is golden light. It is before you, behind you, on either side of you, above you, below you, creating a field of golden energy all around you. It may be soft or it may cackle with electricity. Just be with it, whatever it is, whether you feel it clearly or not seem to be able to imagine anything at all. No matter what appears to happen or not happen, it's just perfect for you at this time. When you have passed several moments connecting with this golden light, finish your honoring ritual with this prayer. Say out loud, Rumi, brother of my soul who loves me without condition, bless me with the confidence, trust, and wisdom I need to take my next steps and to accept the grace already bestowed upon me in abundance that will continue to be given to me as I grow. May I believe in myself just as you believe in me. Through mercy and unconditional love, so be it. Bow your head to your hands in prayer position. You have finished your honoring ritual. Love it. So, I'm going to close the circle now because that's a lot to reflect on. But grace, I mean, what does grace mean? It just means that you are worthy. You're worthy of forgiveness. You're worthy of, and like, I mean, you know, Sage Goddess is my teacher, and I was like kind of looking to see what she had to say about this full moon, and like the little blurb I read, it's basically just allowing yourself to release anything that's in the past. Like, just let the heaviness go and know that you're worthy of what's coming next, because I feel like what's coming next is really good, but you just have to believe you're worthy of it. And like, as I'm saying this to you, I'm also saying it to myself. This is like my little self-help channel too. So, it's a process, but you know, it's more than even a process, it's a choice. And I feel like the universe is really asking us to see ourselves as it sees us, which is full of grace. You know what I mean? We're spiritual beings having a human experience. Like, I have another personal Instagram, you can totally follow me there. And it's Janine the Spiritual Being. And it's to remind myself of just that I'm a spiritual being having a human experience. And that my soul is like so much bigger than I could ever comprehend. And that, you know, we're here to experience life. So don't get caught up in one thing. Let yourself be open to whatever's next. And I feel like you're worthy of it. And what's coming is good, but you just gotta know you're worthy of it. Simple and so hard at the same time, I know. But with that, I'm going to close the circle, and I'm going to post this tarot card reading. And thank you so much for being here with me. So if you just want to roll your shoulders back, again, call your energy into present time, and I'm going to release the guides and guardians of the 5 directions. Okay, here we go. Guides and guardians of the spirit element, thank you so much for being here tonight and helping us to connect in with our own divinity and to see ourselves as full of grace and worthy of forgiveness and taking the next step forward. And thank you for being there with us to make us feel that worth. Thank you for just, letting us feel that in all the ways that you are capable of doing that. Thank you for reflecting our own worth back to us in the mirror. I release you from the circle with so much gratitude. Guides and guardians of the north element of earth, thank you so much for being here to hold our hand throughout this next step, because I feel like we really need it. Thank you for grounding us in nature and in our environments. Thank you for letting us feel supported and held, and just in our own being, feeling centered and ready for the next step. I release you from the circle with so much gratitude. Guides and guardians of the West, element of water, the element that this full moon is under tonight. Thank you for bringing in the compassion and making us realize that before we can give it to the world, we have to give it to ourselves in order to create that bounce and flow. Thank you for helping us to continue to find new ways to do that. And thank you for allowing for emotional healings of all kind that will bring us new experiences and new levels of love and growth and compassion and grace for ourselves and others. I release you from the circle with so much gratitude. Guides and guardians of the South, element of fire. Thank you for showing that through our transformation, we can walk through it with ease, that it doesn't have to be hard, that we are resplendent with grace, and that we've got this. Help us to be courageous and fearless, and to just take this next step forward, and to have faith, and to let all that no longer serves us fall away with the faith that what is coming is part of our path and part of our destiny. I release you from the circle with so much gratitude. And finally, guides and guardians of the East, element of air. Thank you for helping us to embrace clarity and the answers, and to not be afraid to look what's underneath the surface, to see things clearly for how they are, and to feel things clearly for how they are, and to trust our own intuition. As the winds of change blow in, be there with us to embrace new beginnings, new chapters, and new cycles that serve our highest good and the highest good of all. I release you from the circle with so much gratitude. I release all guides and guardians of love and light. And with that, the circle is closed. The circle is closed. Amen. Blessed be harm none. It is done, it is done, it is done. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Amen. And so it is. All right. Thank you for everyone who joined for a little bit. I'm part of this live. I really, really appreciate it. Make sure you go back and like the video and the post, and have a really happy full moon in Scorpio, blood moon, total lunar eclipse, all the things. And just know that you are resplendent with grace. All right, take care, everyone. And let me know if you need a virtual reading, or if you're in the area, if you need an in-person reading. I'll see you Tuesday at the Moon Gazing Rabbit. Take care.